Welcome to Haslett High School as the Vikings prepare to host the undefeated Rams from Holt. It's the first real test between the two perfect teams as Haslett comes into the game after a slim 58-52 win over Charlotte. The Deb Zone's rocking as these teams set up to tip off on this cold December 18th night. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Viking Dome. My name is Tony Huff, and alongside me is my good friend and co-host, Dan Hurlbut. And Dan, with the stats juxtaposed, who are our players to watch?
Well, for Haslett, you got to look at Ryan Jones and Nick Freyer, the playmakers. And for Holt, Joe Powers, the leading scorer, one of the best players in the area. You got to watch for him, and I'm looking for a really good matchup tonight.
As the tip-off goes up, R.J. Kelly gets it back to Ryan Jones, and Caleb Herrick will start the offense.
Galunto Jackson, one of the premier point guards in the area, guarding Herrick.
And it looks like there's going to be a little bit of traveling right there. And I like your call in the player to watch in Ryan Jones, but I also like Nick Freyer. I think if Holt puts a lot of pressure on Ryan Jones in the beginning and Nick steps up, I think it can be a very big game.
Yep, whoever they decide to really put the pressure on, the other one's going to be open. So whoever has a hot night.
Joe Powers shoots and he misses, and he's your player to watch for tonight. Ryan Jones going to bring it down the court, and he's just going to get this offense trying to set it up, it looks like. Caleb Herrick with the ball. 7:25 left on the clock for this first quarter. Caleb gives it out to Ryan Jones. He's going to take it baseline, and there's going to be a foul. Quick foul on Joe Powers.
And that could be big if they keep driving on him, get him in foul trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Joe Powers is a very good player. He's coming into this game 15.3 points per game, coming off of a season-high 19 points against Okemos. And that was actually a pretty big game against Okemos that Holt played. 51-47 just last Friday.
Yep, that's always a big game, the most team meet.
Ryan Jones at the charity stripe makes the first one. And something about these two teams playing, they're very good defensively. Haslett coming into this game only allowing 48 points a game. Holt 45, excuse me.
Yep, that's gonna be a key to this game. Is defense. It's Herrick.
Herrick is gonna throw it down to Eric Sweet, and he'll take it out. And Haslett will start this offense again. Austin Holtz with the missed shot. He's another guy you might want to look for.
He looks to be a pretty big guy out there, pretty big post presence.
Eric Sweet going to drive in, kick it out to Ryan Jones. Ryan with the three, and it is good.
That's going to be big. That's going to be big tonight. If he can get going, Haslett can get out to a big lead early.
Galunto Jackson at the point, going to hand it out to Austin Holtz. Rashawn Molden with the ball. Good defense by Freyer. He's going to try to take this, gives at the elbow. Thrown down to Holtz again. RJ tried to stop him, but he's just a little too strong.
Good few passes there by Holt. RJ couldn't quite rotate quick enough.
Caleb Herrick going to take his man. He's going to take this all the way to the bucket, and it's good.
Great drive there by Caleb Herrick, taking it up against the big man.
Jackson bringing it up. Throw it out to Powers. Powers down to Moulton, and Moulton, he's a load down there.
That's going to go back to Haslett. Out of bounds underneath the hoop.
Seven to 2, and this game is very fast, very quick. Herrick going to slow things down as he brings it up.
Haslett's got no problems running. They got the bodies to do it. They got the talent. They got the speed.
Yeah, and as the last couple of years, they've been a fast team and lived and died by the three as Ryan Jones goes to the elbow, makes it.
And Holt's got to get a TO. It's getting loud in here, Tony.
Yeah, it is. So there you go, 30-second timeout for Holt. And Dan, what are your thoughts for this first portion of the game?
Well, Haslett's been really efficient on offense. I like how they're moving the ball, getting good shots. And their defense has been pretty good so far, except for the layup they let up down low, and that's Holt's only point so far.
Right.
And they've been shooting it really well so far, and hopefully that'll continue.
I think that a player that we all really should be looking for is Austin Holtz.
Yeah. He looks to be a pretty big presence down there in the post.
Yep, and there's a shot of the Deb Zone down there. You laugh at that statement. Is it not called the Deb Zone?
No, it is called the Deb Zone.
Okay. You know, we don't want to lie to you on the vision.
Nope.
5:37 left in this first quarter. 9-2 early in favor of Haslett as Jackson is going to bring the ball up. This guy's a playmaker also. Jackson has 10 points per game. He's about 5'8". There's going to be a foul.
R.J. Kelly with getting a little arm on the way in.
34, Tom Brandenburg. He's one of those guys. He's averaging 8 points a game, but he's one of those guys that will just get the ball and just get a little, just that, a little bit, kind of a utility player, if you will.
He's a role player in this offense,
and another crucial part of this game is probably going to be the free throws. I think both teams, they seem to be very good shooters at free throws, but it's going to be big in this game.
Well, especially if this game comes down to the wire, like I'm expecting it to. Free throw line will be a crucial part of this game.
Freyer throws it to Sweet. Sweet thinking about taking it for himself. Kicks it back out to Jones. Jones feeding him. It's going to give and go. He's going to take that up. Good block by Holtz. Definitely not a blocking foul, nor was it a charge. As Jackson brings it up, he's going to take it for himself. Tried to go with the finger roll. Doesn't quite go. Herrick is going to move it downfield. Okay, down court as Freyer spots up, shoots the three.
The pace of this game is definitely favoring Haslett right now. They've got the bodies to run, and that's what they like to do.
Holt's not afraid to run the ball either. They got Jackson. He's very fast. And here it is. Power's going to take that up, and it's not going in the way of Holt right now. The iron seems to be a little tight at that end of the court. Port calls for Herrick to slow down the pace. Jones is going to fake it, give it back out to Herrick, or give it out to Freyer, excuse me, as he hits another three.
Haslett is on fire right now, and Holt's got to get another timeout. You can see the frustration on the players' faces.
Yes.
This crowd is just going bananas.
A countenance of disgust from the coach. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock for this first quarter, 15-3.
This one couldn't really have began much better for the Vikings. They're getting out and running. They're shooting the ball well. They're playing good defense. Porritt couldn't really ask for much more out of his team right now.
Right. Yeah, that's really that's what it's come down to. The possession arrow in favor of Holt right now. And fouls haven't really been an issue. One apiece.
We've only had a couple. One on R.J. Kelly, one on Joe Powers. Those could end up being big, though, if those two keep racking up fouls. They're both key players on their team, especially Powers.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about R.J. Kelly for the Vikings real quick. He's averaging 8 points a game. He's coming off of a season-high 13-point game against Charlotte when, like we said in the intro, they only came out of that game 58-52, and it was a nail-biter at that.
Yep, Kelly's got tremendous talent down in the post. He can pretty much put up any shot down there. He's got good moves.
And if you can get 13 points from him, that's added, that takes away a little bit from Ryan Jones, Caleb Herrick.
Kind of takes the load off of them a little bit.
Yeah, Caleb Herrick and Nick Freyer, kind of the trifecta of guards, if you will, here at Haslett. Jackson looking for someone to throw to. He gives it to Powers. Powers going to throw into, Powers going to throw into Darling.
Rebound by Jones, and Freyer's out in front of everyone.
Rashawn Moulton going to try to block this, and it's going to be a jump ball.
That's unfortunate, but it's going to be Holt ball. Haslett has looked very good so far. Getting out in transition.
Jackson going to throw it into the post. Looks like Powers. Sees Brandenburg, and he's going to take the shot, and that's good. Throw it down to R.J. Kelly. He gets the one-handed grab, but Sweet as the trailer puts it back up. No go. Jackson going to bring it down. Nice move. Kicks it out to Powers. Powers throws it down, and that's going to be no go for Darling. Thrown down to RJ.
Good pass to Jones and the lay-in.
There you go, the fast break.
Great passing by the Vikings there.
Fast break points. They'll get you every time. Jackson passes it down to Darling. Darling throwing it down to 34. Tom Brandenburg, and that's going to be good.
Good pass there by Darling.
That's four consecutive points for Brandenburg. Jones looks like he's going to spot up, and he does. Just off the mark a little bit. Nick Freyers gets it back. Caleb Herrick. And I like what this offense is doing. It's very fast-paced, and like you said, this team can run with the best of them.
Just pass it around the perimeter. Look for your shot. Look for some cuts down low.
Caleb throws it down to Eric Sweet. Eric Sweet going to try to make a move.
Herrick loses it.
Herrick just tried to do a little bit of razzle-dazzle right there as Holt bringing it down. Jackson was going to take it for himself, and that's going to be on the line right there, and the referee is going to call it in favor of Haslett. So 2 minutes, 20 seconds left on this first quarter clock. 17-7, a 10-point lead for Haslett.
Very impressive so far. Good strip there by Ryan Jones to force the turnover. And Haslett couldn't have asked for a much better start. I'll say it again. They really have come out fiery on defense. Just very good performance so far. Knudsen and Curry and Stripling into the game for the Vikings for the first time.
And Stripling needs a little help. He kicks it out to Ryan Jones. Ryan's going to spot up for the 2. It's a no-go as Moulton gets the rebound. Excuse me, Molden. Molden has the ball. Trying to get around a couple people. Goes with the one-handed.
Wow.
I guess you could call it a layup.
Good move there.
Nick Freyer bringing it down court. Spots up. That's going to be a 2. No go.
Stripling trying to keep it alive.
Powers with the rebound. Powers going to pass it out to Jackson. Jackson's going to bring this one down. Thought he was going to take it for himself. Holt spots up for the 3, and he makes it. The guy right there was Mike Hollern.
Holt kind of coming alive now.
Chad Stripling with the ball down low. That's going to be a charge. Yes, it was. He wrapped his arm around him. It's going to go the other way. Looks like the momentum in favor of Holt, 17-12.
Kind of shifting a little bit. Haslett's just got to kind of cling on to this lead. Try to get something going again.
Caleb Herrick comes in for the tired Ryan Jones.
Sweet going to check back in. Stripling comes out after that charge.
Minute and 17 seconds left on the clock. Team fouls, really not an issue. 2 for Haslett, 1 for Holt.
Both teams stay out of foul trouble. They can stay at their full strengths, and that we can see a really, really good game here tonight.
Hollern brings it down. Passes it. It's going to be a little bit of a bad pass. Numbers are just not there for Haslett. Knudsen going to get the ball, and they're just going to try to set this offense up. Herrick with the ball. Knudsen just looks like he's going to hold, see if he can find someone. Derek Curry passes it out to Freyer. Spot up for the NBA-ish shot. No foul called. As
Curry
Derek
with the putback.
Curry picks up the trash a little bit and throws in the 2. 19-12, 37 seconds left in this first quarter.
High scoring for Haslett so far.
Cole Darling thought they could get it into him.
Looks like Haslett's going to have a chance for the last shot of the quarter here. Just bring it down and hold it, try to get a good shot, increase their lead going into the second quarter.
Ryan Jones comes in for Eric Sweet. 32 seconds left on the clock. Caleb Herrick slowly bringing it up. Knudsen with the ball. This offense is like clockwork right here if you watch. Everybody knows exactly where they have to be.
Very, very efficient. That's what I like about our offense.
Caleb Herrick makes a stutter move. He's going to take this to the hole. Out of control a little bit. Hollering going to bring this one down. Shoots up for the 3. That was a last-second shot. Didn't get it. So 19-12 after this first quarter. Dan, what are your thoughts?
Well, we haven't seen much from Joe Powers. I don't know that he has any points yet, maybe 2. And Ryan Jones and Nick Freyer are both firing it from outside, just as we expected. And if those 2 can keep it going and the defense can keep shutting down Holt, then this could be a successful night for the Vikings.
Yeah, I think that's something that's going in the favor of the Vikings is this fast transition.
Yeah.
They seem that they have the numbers, and they seem comfortable running down the court. And from what I've seen, I was afraid of maybe they weren't going to be able to run with I don't know if they were going to be able to run with Holt, but they were able to, and it's 19-12.
Yep, they've definitely proven that they can run with anyone, and Holt's a very big, athletic team, and they've just proven that they can really get it on with anyone, and
Really?
it's been successful so far in this first quarter.
Yeah, Haslett's schedule this year, they've played some pretty good teams. Charlotte was probably the best. The St. John's game was another good one, I thought.
That was a pretty successful outing in St. John's. Tight game in the first half. Really blew it open in the second half.
Yeah,
same in the Mason game. Kind of the same deal.
I don't know. Mason was probably. I didn't think Mason was really
They weren't as good of a team as St. John's was, no.
And another nail biter that Haslett had was at Ionia, 40-37, and a lot of the Haslett faithful will tell you that was probably the ugliest game Haslett has played. But they are not playing ugly here against Holt. As we start the second quarter, 19-12 in favor of the Vikings.
They brought their A game to the big stage tonight.
Ryan Jones passes it out to Nick Freyer, but Curry will get the ball inside, and I like what Haslett's doing, trying to get that post presence.
Try to get the ball down low, have the defense collapse, and kick out. Oh, and a big block there. They're going to call a foul, though.
That's going to be Curry's first, team third. I don't know. I thought there was a lot of ball right there.
Yeah, I did. There might have been a little body. There was definitely no hand-on-arm contact. That was a pretty clean rejection, it looked like.
The student section with a unanimous awe of disapproval.
Yep. Powers at the line for two. This is the first.
That's, what is that? Two? At least two missed free throws.
Yep.
Powers needs to be able to make these free throws, especially right now, because you never know when free throws will become a factor, especially in a game that is supposed to be very fast.
There's going to be a lot of trips to the line, a lot of opportunities for teams to bank on the free throw line.
Dom Harrington comes in for Nick Freyer. Sorry, step on your toes right there.
That's all right. Harrington, a 6'2", junior, very talented.
One of the few juniors on this team.
Yep. It's a very senior-oriented team. All starters are all seniors. Oh wait.
This team seems very gelled, very composed. As Ryan Jones shoots for the three. Looked like Dom Harrington tried to get the rebound, was out of his reach as they pass it down to number 40, Brian Learman. It's going to be an all-ball block. Possession will stay in the Rams' favor.
Holt to take it out.
Seven minutes left on the clock. Holland with the ball, passes it off to Moldman.
Great take right on Moldman.
Oh, excuse me, Nash Kiffin. Herrick brings the ball down.
Herrick setting it up top. We got a
3-second violation.
Down low. Vikings can't be making those mistakes.
Excuse me, that was a foul on R.J. Kelly. That's his second, team fifth.
He'll come out.
Yeah, that's not something you want R.J. Kelly to do, especially early in this game.
Good move by Port to get him out of there, make sure he doesn't pick up that third.
Yeah. Then he's more of an aggressive guy. If he gets a foul, he'll kind of, I don't want to say flaunt his frustration, but I guess that's the only word I can think of at the time.
That's the best way to put it, really.
Harrington looked like he was a little out of control. Could have been a offensive push right there.
Push off, yep.
Herrick with the ball. Passes it out to Eric Sweet. Yep, and that's going to be an illegal pick on Dom Harrington. It's going to bring up Haslett's fifth foul. So right now, kind of on the verge of getting into the bonus if you're if you're a Rams fan, excuse me.
Yep, Haslett's racking up the fouls now. They got to play smarter defense. Just keep playing aggressive, but just keep playing smart like they did in the first quarter.
Hollern trying to get the ball into Joe Powers. It's going to be picked off by Dom Harrington. They're going to throw it to an unsuspecting Eric Sweet. off the head, and Haslett will retain possession. There will be a timeout called by Haslett.
Good timeout by Porrett, try to get things going.
There'll be a 30-second timeout. So with the fouls as of late, does Haslett kind of back off on the aggression?
Well, they just need to play smarter. They can't be going for all the big blocks. They can't be too aggressive. They just They need to keep playing tight defense like they have been and challenging every shot. And I think they should be fine as long as they just keep away from contact.
Well put, well said. I don't know if I can really expound on that anymore. But something that I do want to say about the conferences that Haslett and Holt play, and they both play in the CAC conference, I guess. It's composed of many of the Lansing area teams, but Haslett competing in the CAC Gold Division. That's your DeWitts, Fowlervilles. All those teams really return a lot of good players, and this could possibly be one of the best regions
in Michigan, really.
In Michigan, but you also look at the competing region that Holt is playing, the CAC Blue.
Yep.
Though your Grand Ledge,
East Lansing and Jackson.
Yep.
Pretty strong this year.
Everett, Eastern, and last Friday, Holt had the 51-47 win over CAC Blue foe Okemos.
Yep, I forgot about Okemos. They're another one of those powerhouses in the CAC Blue.
So, I don't know. The CAC has a lot of talent.
They do. Throughout
this whole Lansing area, and expect maybe a couple of these teams to go far into the playoffs, possibly make it to the Breslin Center.
Yep, Haslett, DeWitt, and Fowlerville all very strong this year. Jones takes it reverse. Oh, nice move there.
That's a very nice move, and he makes that 9 times out of 10.
Yep.
Jackson going to bring this down the court. Hands it off to Austin Holtz. Hollering for 3. He made one earlier.
Good rebound there by Sweet. Make sure he comes down with it.
Sweet's one of those players that gets a lot of rebounds for Haslett, and he's a vital part of this team.
He's not a big scorer. He's just he's a rebound and defense type of guy. He's a very important part of the team. Right when I say that, he takes it right to the rack. He gets a nice move in there for 2 for the Vikings. Great move there by Sweet.
Jackson going to pass it down into, looks like Powers, and he does the hesitation move as a flying Ryan Jones.
Mismatch down low. Powers on Jones.
Yeah. Frayer throws it to Jones. Jones with
a great move and a great take.
Wow. That's a great player right there.
2 great players going at it on defense.
And there's going to be an offensive foul on Joe Powers. He put his elbow right in the face of Ryan Jones. That is his second.
That might just be frustration there by Powers.
I don't know. There was a lot of
pushing and shoving.
A lot of pushing and shoving. It could have gone either way, but it goes in favor of Haslett. And since this is the Vision, a Haslett-oriented broadcast, if you will, I think that was the correct call.
I agree with you there.
Herrick brings it down the court. 4 minutes, 32 seconds left in the second quarter. Haslett up 25-17. They're going to try to get into Herrick. Looks like there's going to be a touch foul on Jackson. I believe that's his first. Team third.
Trying to get it down into Herrick. Jackson just reaches through a little too aggressively.
Harrington with the ball, gets it out to Herrick. We're going to throw it out to Jones. Looks like they tried to do a little bit of a pick right there to get him to shoot the 3.
We haven't seen much of Herrick on the offensive end tonight. We haven't seen him being very aggressive and taking it to the hoop as much as we've seen him recently.
No. And so here it is. Looks like Moulton shoots for 3, and he does. So that's going to put the score 25-20 with 4 minutes left on this clock.
Very well played game so far by both teams.
Very strategic between the 2 head coaches. Harrington passes it down to Caleb. He's going to spot up for the 3 off the back of the iron.
Holtz with the rebound.
They pass it down to Molden. Molden made the last bucket, and he just a little too aggressive right there. Yep. And Sweet will get a foul. Going back on Caleb Herrick, his game high was against Mason. He had 10 points, so I don't know. That doesn't really say he's still a dangerous guy if he's left alone.
With his athleticism, he's definitely dangerous at any time. He can get to the rack. He's really just the director of the offense, if you will.
Yeah. As Brandenburg makes his first. And with that last foul on Sweet, that's going to put the team fouls at 6. So we will be shooting 1-1 next time Haslett fouls. 3:35 and counting left on the clock. Freier's going to look up field, look up court. Jeez.
All that football announcing.
Yeah.
Curry with a good rip there from Vandenberg.
Going to pass it over to Eric Sweet cross court. And look at that, Knutson right under the basket.
Excellent pass, excellent finish. It's a good play by the Vikings there.
Jackson gets it down to Holtz. Nothing really Sweet could do. Gets the rebound, though.
Holtz is just a lot bigger and stronger than Sweet. Can push him around down there. Good defense, though, there by Sweeter.
Freyer is gonna pass it up to Jones. Jones scanning, thinking he can take Molden by himself, and he does.
Oh.
Molden with the rebound. They're gonna pass it out to Jackson as he takes it up court. Jackson with a hesitation move, push off of Knutson. Couldn't get it, and there's gonna be a little bit of kicking. It's gonna be
Good call by the ref there. Good call. He caught that off the knee of Holt. Very exciting game.
Zach Kramer comes into the game for Austin Holtz. 2:34 left in this half. 27-21 Vikings. Jonesy with the hesitation move. Spots up at the elbow and it goes in.
Excellent shot by Ryan Jones. Good pull-up move right in the face.
And that's exactly what you want to do if you're Haslett. Just kind of, I don't know, that whenever that's made, the morale kind of goes down for Holt. Like, can we stop this guy?
So far, the answer has been no.
Yeah.
Jones having a huge game so far.
And he's just
another
gonna
take. Oh.
Got a little fancy right there.
Trying to do a little too much. He almost made the finish still.
Jackson going to take this by himself, and nice right-handed dish into the basket. 29-23. There's going to be a foul on Jared Knutson. That's the team's 7th, so we are in the bonus shooting the 1-1.
Holt with a chance to, if they draw any more fouls, to try to get on the...
Guess we won't be shooting 2. Maybe it's a error on the scoreboard.
Possibly.
Jackson spots up at the elbow for a 2. 29-25, and this game is pretty much close.
It's getting closer and closer. Ever since Haslett jumped out to that lead, it's just teams have kind of gone even.
Curry
with some nice hustle there.
And way to be able not to go over and back right there. That was awesome. Jones with the ball, passes it out to Freyer. Freyer looked like he was going to try to get it into Sweet. There they go. They get it into Sweet. Thought he was going to pass it out to Jones, but he travels as he hesitates. So with 1 minute and 11 seconds on the clock, 29-25 in favor of Haslett.
Official timeout here. Figure out what the deal is.
And it looks like some words were exchanged as he wants to straighten this out. As well he should. Things get out of hand.
Don't want anything to get out of hand here.
Nope. We don't want a Pistons-Pacers brawl.
Oh, no. Definitely not.
Especially if they go into the deb zone, right?
Oh. That'd just get ugly if it went into the deb zone. The deb zone, those people are very crazy in there.
But always respectable.
Yes, of course.
Jackson going to take this down the court by himself. It's going to be a charge.
Great job by Brad Arnett to take that charge. He's jacked up.
That's Jackson's 2nd. So pretty much 2 of Holt's stars are, I don't want to say in foul trouble, but they have 2 before the half, and that's not something you want to do.
No, definitely not. They just got to make sure they don't pick up the 3rd. When you get 3 fouls in the first half, that's when you're looking at trouble.
Radke comes in for Brad Arnett.
Radke seeing his first action of the night.
he's also another guy that can hit the three. I mean, Haslett has numerous people that
They
can
have
do
so
that.
many weapons on the perimeter, so many good guards. They always have. Radke had a breakout game against Mason, scoring 10 points off the bench.
Yeah, he really did.
Hit a few threes in that game.
They're going to hand it off, much like the wing tee, to Knutson. Knutson gives it back.
33 seconds on the clock. Haslett just looking for the last shot here.
No deception here at the basketball game. They're going to pass it back out to Jones. He has a hand in his face. It's going to be a no-go.
I think he got a little bit of a hand on his hand that time. Got his hand bumped a little bit, but wasn't enough to call a foul. Just kind of altered his release a little bit.
Hollern with the ball. 12 seconds on the clock, and it looks like Holt's going to play for that last shot. He's going to take this up. No go. It's going to be tipped back.
And he came from out of bounds. He came from out of bounds that time. It's going to go back to Haslett.
That was Brandenburg right there. Tried to go with the tip back. There's 3.5 seconds, and look for Holt to bring the full court press. Looks like that's what they're going to do.
Haslett hoping to get off one final shot here before the half.
What do you want this half-court final shot to go to?
I'm looking for Jones streak. Oh, yep.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, he's just going to streak for a layup. Wow.
And that's going to count.
What a great out-of-bounds play for the Vikings. Great way to end a great first half.
Wow, and just in 3.5 seconds, Jones went from one end of the court to the other. Makes that basket.
Blistering speed down the court. Great look by Radke to get it to him, streaking down the court.
Unbelievable. So the score at halftime, 31-25, and we will be back when play resumes. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Viking Dome. Dan, this has been a pretty fast-paced game so far. What are your takes on it?
Well, that's exactly what Haslett wanted in this game. I mean, they like to run with it, and Holt just hasn't been able to keep up with them so far. It's been a pretty good first half by both teams. Haslett just has the edge in speed, I think, a little bit.
And with that speed, the score is in their favor, 31-25, as we prepare to start the second half. Jackson with the ball. Gonna throw it to Powers. Powers shoots. They get the rebound, so it'll be their second chance points, I guess. Molden looking for something. Lost his dribble. Throws it back out to Jackson. Jackson spots up for the three. Powers gets the rebound, so there's 2 offensive rebounds early in the second half. Get it back out to Jackson. Jackson passes it to Powers. He hesitates, and he's just going to take this one straight.
Got a block on R.J. Kelly. That's number 3.
That's not what you want to see. He sat for a good part of that first half.
End of the second quarter, he was nowhere to be seen on the court. And now he picks up his third. He's got to stay out of trouble.
7:24 left in the third quarter.
First one good for Powers, makes it 31-26 Vikings.
He's not a very good free throw shooter, though. He's missed a couple so far.
He did miss a few in the first half. Had 4 opportunities, missed 2 or 3 of those. But he makes both here. Sweet inbounds for the Vikings to Jones, and he pushes it up the court.
Jones with the ball, going to hand it off to Herrick. Herrick gets it into Jones.
Jones trying to take Powers off the dribble.
Ooh, nice. That was a great block by Powers. Powers going to take this up court, passes it out to Moulton. Moulton for the 3. No go. Fryer with the rebound. He's going to pass this up. The touchdown pass to R.J. Kelly. He takes it to the hold. No good. Jackson pushing it up. This has been a fast-paced game, and the last couple minutes have been fast-paced as well.
And here they come again. Here come the Vikings running it. No numbers. Jones will pull it back out, give it to Herrick. Herrick will set it up top.
Herrick with the ball, trying to command his troops. Jonesy cuts back toward the hoop. Sweet says no, he'll take it for himself, and it's good. 33-27 is the score.
Good little baby hook there from Sweet. Good looking shot.
Nice move by Molden. Pass it up to the big man, Holt. Molden.
Oh.
Good defense by Freyer as he gives it up to a streaking Herrick, but he'll pull back out.
Wisely pull it back out, try to get something going in the half court.
Freyer with the ball. Picked up his dribble, can't dribble. Gives it out to Jonesy.
Herrick comes back up top to get it, and he'll direct it back again, try to get something going.
Sweet at the top. Gets it out to Jones, and he's just going to try to get it into R.J. Kelly. R.J. thought about passing it to Jones, but then gives it back to the point guard and Caleb, and he's going to take this
That's what I'm talking
for
about,
himself.
The streaking ability of Herrick. Sweet. The hold down low on Holt's on the floor.
Looks like that's just going to be a push-off.
Hey, Cole, mate.
That's Holt's first foul. Jonesy with the ball. Gets it into Caleb Herrick. Caleb Herrick down on the block. That was kind of
Smallest guy on the court down on the block.
that was different to say the least as they get it into Holtz. And Holtz puts it up in for two. Herrick with a touchdown pass to R.J. Kelly, and there's going to be a foul on Holtz. That's going to be his second. He just got two pretty much in the last 20 seconds.
That could be big for Holt too. He's a big presence down in the post. Tough to defend because of his size and strength, looks like.
That will not be a shooting foul. He'll be on the ground for that one. Probably a good call.
Yeah, I thought so.
Get it out to R.J. Kelly. Freyer for the three.
Got it.
That kid, I tell you, he can make threes like it's his business.
He's got a great looking jump shot. Perfect form. Good elevation.
And
Jackson just goes untouched to the hoop.
Wow.
No help side D from the Vikings that time.
And normally Hazlett's pretty good at that with that help side D, and that's really the first time that I've seen where Jackson was able to just take it to the hoop.
Yep, that was the first. Those were really the first easy points that Holtz had all night.
Jones with the ball, spots up at the elbow.
Good touch by Ryan Jones to get it to bounce off the front and just drop in.
And that's where home court advantage comes into play right there.
Yep.
Powers gets it into Holtz. It's going to be touched by R.J. Kelly. Ref will call it out of bounds on Haslett, so Holt will retain possession. 4 minutes and 23 seconds left on the clock, 38-31. Derek Curry will come in to the game for R.J. Kelly. Probably good. He has 3 fouls. Didn't get a foul right there, but. And Molden just takes that up and in for 2. Haslett looking like they want to run this down. Get it to Curry.
Inside.
That's what you want, but a nice tip back by Eric Sweet as they pass it. Eric Sweet gets the ball back again from Jones, and he's going to take this up and in for 2, and he's been getting some good points.
Sweet has had a very good offensive game. I'm liking, looked like a little bit of a travel and an offensive foul on Jackson, and neither were called. Holt gets the timeout.
So with that timeout, we will cease play. Probably a very good timeout Holt just took. It looked like it was going to go a little out of control right there.
Good timeout by the coach.
So 3 minutes and 54 seconds left on the clock, 40-33. And Dan, the way things are going, do you think Haslett will be able to keep this? And 7 points is actually a pretty big lead, but do you think they'll be able to keep this big lead?
I mean, they got to keep focused. With a team like Holt, as good as they are, that lead can vanish pretty quick. They got to keep it going. They got to keep focusing on what they're doing on offense. Got to keep getting the ball in the basket. If they can do that, I think this one's just going to come right down to the end either way. It's just going to be a nail biter.
Right. I think another thing is Sweet is really stepping up for Haslett.
He is. He's the difference in this game right now, I think. He's been all over the boards. He's been having some good takes to the hoop. He's been great on defense. He's having a really good game so far.
Yeah, and Eric Sweet's a guy coming into this game. He was averaging 6 points a game. but that rebounding skill that he has is so vital for this team. So it's going to be off Holt right there, and we're going to go in Haslett's way. 3 minutes and 38 seconds left on the clock for this third quarter. Caleb sees Sweet down low.
Sweeter can't quite hang on.
Nice save.
Learman with the save, but right to Sweet.
Sweet going to look around, sees no one, gives it back to Jones. And I think Caleb is just going to come up, and they're going to start this offense.
Holt really has played very good defense this game.
Oh, yeah.
Haslett's just making some tough shots. They're really on fire.
Yeah. And look
Speaking
at Caleb.
of tough shots, speaking of tough shots, Caleb falling down backwards, banks
Wow.
that one in. What a shot there.
That's big, and I know Caleb, he thrives off those big shots. And you're going to see a turnover right there by Holt.
Lead is stretched to 9. This might be the biggest lead of the game since the first quarter for the Vikings. Since they
Herrick.
got off to that quick start.
Herrick going to slow down the pace of this game a little bit. 2:46 left on the clock. Jones open for a 3. He doesn't get it.
That would have been a really good momentum shifter. Jonesy could have dropped that one down.
Yeah, I think it would have got pretty loud here.
Oh, yeah.
Powers with the ball, throws it out to Molden. Molden kicks it out to Brandon Learman as he takes it for himself, and he's going to try to go for the shot, but Tom Brandenburg is going to be under the hoop, gets it. Nick Freyer down for 3, it looks like, and it's just going to be a little short. Molden with the rebound. Molden takes it up. Ooh.
Bad pass out of bounds. Good break for the Vikings there. It's going to go back to Haslett.
It looks like Knutson's going to come into the game.
Freyer takes a seat. He'll be right back in. He's just got to probably get a quick breather.
And Knutson's not a bad player either.
No, he's not. Arnett's going to come in for Sweet.
Really, you look at this team for Haslett, they have really good guards.
They do.
I mean, they've really bred these guards very well throughout the years.
And the big guys are better than in recent years, too. Last year, it was really a perimeter-oriented team, as it is this year. But I think this year there's more action inside for the big guys. I think they've really improved since last year.
Yeah.
Curry and Kelly and Sweet, they've really improved a lot, and they're a big part of this team.
I think you're right, because if the three-point isn't working for them, much like it wasn't working for them at Ionia, they were able to go inside, and R.J. Kelly and them were having a good game as they get a big, big block. Molden's going to take this 2-on-1 right here as Learman finishes it. Caleb looks like he forced it, and looked like he forced it a little bit right there, but it looks like it's going to stay in Haslett's possession.
He was lucky to come out with that one, dribbled between a couple players' legs, and just happened to bounce right back to him. And a good defensive play there by Holt to deflect it out of bounds and get their defense set for the next play.
Jackson shaking up a little bit. He got a hit to, well,
Yeah.
I don't think it has to be said. So he'll get a breather. Herrick throws it into Jared Knutson. Derek Curry put the ball up front. Great passes by these Haslett guards right now.
They're really snapping the ball in places where there's no way Holt can get to him.
Looks like Brett Arnett tries to throw the pass
With
in.
a great steal there. He's going to wisely pull it out.
Yep, and that's something that experience will definitely help with Brett Arnett not forcing that, and it looks like Haslett's going to take a timeout.
Good timeout by Coach P. Things getting a little out of control.
Yeah, just a little bit. With 1 minute and 10 seconds left in this third quarter, 42-37 Haslett, enjoying a 5-point lead right now. And if you were, I guess, to guess at who the player of the game is, who would you pick for the player of the game?
Oh, well, so far, Ryan Jones has had an excellent game on offense. More so in the first half than this third quarter, but he's definitely in the double digits right now. I think he's made some really good jump shots, some three-pointers, taking the ball to the hoop, and I think he's doing it all for the Vikings right now. I'm looking for him to really come out right now. He's back on the floor for the Vikings. I'm looking for him to be really aggressive on the offensive end.
Right. If I had to pick player of the game, I would also pick Ryan Jones. But if I were to pick maybe a spoiler or I guess I don't know what word I'm trying to say, but Eric Sweet.
Yes.
He's been kind of
the surprise
thank you. Surprise player of the game.
Definitely. That would definitely be my choice as well. He's probably got 6 or 8 points right now, and that's pretty good for him. He's not really an offensive-minded player usually. In this game, he's really taken his offense to a new level, and he's really put in some big buckets for the Vikings.
Looks like Haslett's going to try for not the last shot, but a good shot at that. There's going to be a foul on number 42, Cole Darling. That'll be his first foul.
Haslett's got a really small lineup in the game right now, and Holt, just every matchup, has got a taller player on the Vikings.
Good observation. There was a push-off right there.
Makes some recoveries, though.
And that's definitely going to be a foul, and it looks like it's going to be on Powers.
That might be number 3 on him. We're getting down to the end of the game, but still, that third foul is just always never good.
Powers and Kelly both kind of in that foul trouble right now.
The danger zone.
3 apiece.
Just to pick up that 4th is not good.
Especially at this juncture in the game with 1 quarter to go. Andrew Radke looks like he'll come in.
Sweet coming to the table as well. Knudsen and Harrington will come out. McFerry inbounds it to Herrick.
And there's going to be a blocking foul right there on Hollern.
Foul situation is really opposite of what it was in the first half. That the Vikings were the ones racking up the fouls in the first half, but right now, the Rams with 5 and the Vikings only with 1 foul. Getting a little too aggressive on defense. It has us taking notice, and they're being more aggressive with the ball and taking those blocking fouls.
Andrew Radke looks like he's pushed, and he is.
Push there.
And that's going to be on Hollern. That's his second.
Another quick foul there by Holt. They've had a few fouls here.
Yeah, they're really trying to apply the pressure on this Haslett offense, but they're fouling them, and that's not what you want to do. You want to apply the pressure, but
you got to be able to keep your space between you and the offensive player. If your feet aren't set and they run into you, and if they don't lower their shoulder and you happen to fall down, that's a foul on you.
So they're going to get it in.
Again, the Vikings' speed just overpowering the Rams.
Herrick with the ball up top. 13 seconds left in this third quarter. 7 seconds left. Caleb kind of out of control. Throws it up and in.
Makes it. What a shot by Caleb Herrick. Maybe a little ill-advised, but wow.
So maybe
what a finish to the third quarter for the Vikings.
Maybe a shot out of anger right there, but it's 44-37 in favor of Haslett. So in the fourth quarter, if you're Holt, what do you do, Dan?
Well, you got to slow down this Viking attack. You got to find a way. Here's a replay of Herrick's last shot. As you see, taking it to the basket and just tossing it up, and there it goes.
Very nice shot by Herrick. The time was winding down. And there you see.
The depth zone is rocking, ladies and gentlemen. This is a big night for the Vikings, and the students are definitely taking part in that.
Let's get back to the question. What do you do if you're Holt, Dan?
You got to slow them down. You got to slow down Ryan Jones and Herrick from pushing it up. Somehow you got to maybe apply some pressure and make sure you get back on D. You just got to make sure that they don't get out in fast breaks, not turn it over, and you got to just convert on the offensive end.
Right.
Vikings playing very good defense, but the Rams are going to have to get some shots to drop if they want to win this game.
An observation that I've made about Holt, especially if you're a Holt fan, is that Haslett's been making some very, very tough shots, a la the Caleb shot right there.
Definitely. That's pretty much that's one of the tougher shots they've made tonight, but all night they've been just hitting shots from everywhere.
Right. It's been very good. Both teams have been playing outstanding, and this is a great cross-conference game.
I really like the matchup here. I like the bigger schools going against the smaller schools. Sweet inside, gets rejected.
It's going to
go
stay.
Off Rams, and it's going to stay with Haslett.
7 minutes and 48 seconds left on the clock for the game.
Going back to the matchup, I really like Haslett really hasn't played a team like Holt in the past few years. They haven't played a big-time powerhouse from a Class A in a while, and I really like the fact that they're scheduling tougher opponents.
Well, and I also think that Rob Poor and the Haslett, the Haslett Athletic Director, feel more confidence in this team.
Definitely. Haslett basketball has been a very strong force for the last few years.
And that is going.
Foul on Jones. You can't get away with that one.
No, you can't. It's happened actually a couple times on the other side of the ball, but it's what's seen, I guess, and that's exactly what happened.
Good acting by the Holt defender.
I don't know. Ryan gave him a pretty good forearm right there, so with a little bit of acting skills, I suppose. Bolden gets the ball. We're gonna pass it out to Darling.
Not a very good pass in there by Darling. Kind of threw it up for grabs a little bit.
Yes, he did. Bolden with the ball. Little hesitation.
Nash Niffen cutting across the lane, gets it to Powers. So stay with Holt. Now under 7 minutes for the game. Vikings still holding a 7-point lead. I'm liking how we're looking right now. The odds are good. The odds are in our favor if we just keep playing the way we are.
Yep, they are playing very well. Both teams are. It's a great matchup. Jackson with the ball at the top of the key. Gets a pick. He looks like he's going to take it for himself. He passes it back out to Nash Giffen, and he's going to make that. That's a three-point play. So with that, Freyer has the ball. A lot of duress right here. Jackson with 2 fouls, putting a lot of pressure on Caleb Herrick.
Herrick's a very good ball handler. He's able to handle that pressure.
And keep the possession for Haslett, as Freyer's going to take this for himself.
Almost got it to drop there.
Maybe just needed the touch. 4-point game here at Haslett, as Molden takes it for himself. A finger roll, and it's good. Herrick bringing it up. Possession arrow in favor of Holt. There's going to be a timeout.
Good timeout there by Porritt.
Yeah.
Holt has all the momentum right now.
It's a
He's
2-point.
Get the troops together.
Yep, it's a 2-point game. 6 minutes and 8 seconds left on the clock. I think something that's in the favor of Haslett, though. 6 fouls for Holt.
Yep.
2 for Haslett.
Next time Holt fouls someone, Vikings will be shooting 1-1. So it's going to come down to free throw shooting as we predicted. It's definitely going to be a big part of the outcome of this game.
Yeah, and something that I like about this game is that Haslett and Holt have both played in games that are very close. You talk about the Ionia game, you talk about the Okemos game, and the Jackson game that Holt played. So these teams know what a close game.
And thinking back to last year when Haslett played DeWitt at this very court, went into overtime with them. A lot of these players on this team were members of that team.
Right.
And took part in that.
Right, Jonesy.
Win.
Jonesy. He played last year, and there were rumors that he wasn't going to play this year. And I think if he wasn't going to play this year, this team would not be as good as it is. Because with Ryan Jones, that gives you another threat.
Gives you another big-time weapon on the outside.
Yeah, and I'm sure they would have. I mean, I don't want to say that they're going to be absolutely terrible. I'm sure they would be okay, but they wouldn't be in a situation like they are right now.
Yes. I think he's been such a big part of this game and this team. If Ryan Jones wasn't on this team, it would be all on the shoulders of Nick Freyer and Caleb Herrick. And
Right.
I think that it eases off of them a little bit.
That's a heavy weight to put onto their shoulders, especially because Ryan Jones has been playing at the varsity level for a couple years.
Yep, he's been up there since sophomore year. Moved up for the playoffs his freshman year. Bad pass by Kelly. It's going to stay with...
There's going to be a little discussion to see who gets the possession arrow, and it's going to go Holt. So if you're a Holt fan, you're enjoying this. If you're not...
You're not so much.
No. 44-42.
Big possession here. Haslett needs to stop.
The crowd is into it as they pass it out to Molden. Great pressure by Sweet. They get it back out to Nash Giffen.
Holding up top there.
And that's going to be a blocking foul.
Sweet.
That'll be his second foul. Team third. So the team really not into field. They're not into foul trouble yet.
Not quite yet. Haslett's been really good about playing good defense without fouling this half.
So here we go. We have
good block
nice
by
block.
Sweet. Oh, it throws it right into Powers. Scramble for the ball. Powers up.
And there you go. There's the fourth one on R.J. Kelly.
I thought that was a clean block. Not a very good call
Very close.
by the Zebras.
It's very close, and yet again we throw Joe Powers back to the free throw line, and he's really had to earn his points today.
Yeah, he has. The Vikings have done a very good job shutting him down. You haven't heard his name mentioned very much.
Unless he's at the
broadcast, unless he's at the free throw line.
Yeah.
Hasn't really made many field goals. Makes the first.
There's an air horn somewhere. Sure that will be asked to stop. 5:22. As Power shoots.
Makes the second, and
And
we
he
got a
drains it.
tie ball game, folks. 5:20 left.
Pretty much first time since it was 0-0.
Yep, Haslett pretty much led the whole way. Holt's clawed their way back into it.
So here it is, Herrick going to take it up, and he doesn't. Looks like it was stripped. Herrick gets the ball back, and I think there's going to be a traveling
on
call.
there.
That was the correct call right there.
I believe so too. He got up with the ball without dribbling it. Caleb just looks frustrated out on the court right now. He needs to calm down and just take the game as it comes to him.
5 minutes left in this game. 44 all. Jackson spots up for the 2. It's not good.
Sweet with a great block there.
That's awesome. That's twice now.
Sweet is having a great game out there. No matter the outcome, Sweet has had an excellent showing tonight.
And Tom Brandenburg, that was the shooter right there. Molden doesn't know where to throw it in. Close to a 5-second call. Gets it into Brandenburg. As they get it
Powers
inside
down
to
low.
Powers.
Holt takes their first lead of the game, I believe.
So with 4:44 left in the game, 46-44, Rams ahead. But
You haven't heard Nick Freyer or Ryan Jones' name mentioned much in the scoring column recently. Jones
Here it is,
trying to take
Jones.
this guy off the dribble.
Ooh, no foul called, and there's scrappy play right now as Jackson takes it down the court. He has Molden with him, 2-on-1, and Molden's just going to take that in for the layup and score. They're up by 4 right now.
Wow.
And yeah,
Great
that's
comeback by the Rams.
timeout right now, and this place is rocking, but it's not the type of rocking if you're a Haslett fan that you want.
No, definitely not. Haslett has got to get it together. Before it takes a full timeout to discuss it with his team. They just got to. They're looking scared on the offensive end. They need to play aggressive like they were in the beginning of the game. They just need to get that swagger back that they had.
Right. Now, if you're Haslett, do you go back to the three-point play?
Well, they haven't really gotten many shots off. They've been turning it over down the court every time. I think if they can get a couple three-point shots off open, it looks like they've just been forcing it down the lane too much.
Right.
They just need to take the drives when they come. They're just bringing it down the court and just trying to drive it right to the hoop, and Holt's not having that.
Right.
So,
And turnovers will kill a team's chance at winning.
especially late in the game in the fourth quarter when it's close.
Yeah.
You can't turn the ball over. You got to get quality shots to give your team a chance.
Well, Haslett was basically leading this whole game, but with 4 minutes and 14 seconds left in this game, Holt is up 48-44 against the Vikings, and the poise of this team has been, I guess, challenged this season, like we said before, at Ionia and then Charlotte last Friday. So,
Yeah, this is a much tougher situation for the Vikings against this team than either of those two. This team is much stronger than either of those, and this is just going to be a great finish here.
yep, and this would be a good win to put on your resume as Freyer spots up for the three. And he nails
Big
it.
shot by Nick Freyer. Big shot. Vikings pumped up.
So
They got to get a stop here.
48-47, the crowd is on their feet here at the Viking Dome. 3 minutes and 53 seconds left on the clock as Power takes it for himself. Misses the layup. Sweet going for the ball. Everyone.
For the ball. Carrick gets it, and Sweet comes out with it. Pass
Great
it to
no call.
Jones. Jones
They got
bringing
numbers.
it up the court to Curry. Curry will pass
Give
it
it
back
back
out
out.
to Sweet, and Herrick will
Way
set
to
up
go.
the offense.
That's awesome. That's great. Just get it down there as fast as you can. If it's not there, kick it back out to your point guard as Herrick passes it back out to Jones.
Big time possession here for the Vikings. This is going to test what they can do in the half-court game.
48-47 right now as Nick Freyer spots up for the NBA three. Doesn't go.
Jackson slow it up up the court.
Probably something that Jackson and Holt really wanted right there. Just slow the tempo down. Get into their offense right now. 48-47, 3 minutes on the clock. Powers tries to make a move on Jones. Jones, great defense.
Jones has done a great job on the taller Powers this game.
And they pass it in.
Sweet with a great block on Brandon Berg.
How many is that? 4 right now?
Oh, and a great follow-up by Brandon Berg.
So they're going to throw it down to Jones. Jones at the top of the key. 3-point game. Right now it has the feeling like it's down to the wire, but a lot of time left in this game as Frayer passes it in to Sweet, and I believe that was all ball. And
Jackson for three.
Nails it. So I think Haslett needs to slow it up here and get some points right now. They at least need a bucket. It's a 5-point game.
Something. 6.
Thank you, 6-point game.
And
Frayer
loses the ball out of bounds.
And we got a foul.
A foul on the play.
We have a foul from across court.
And a great break for the Vikings there as Frayer just completely lost the handle on that one, and a foul away from the ball on Nash Niffen, I believe. The refs discussing it. And yes, they are going to get a foul.
And I believe
that's the 1-and-1.
And I believe that ball was actually going to be thrown. I believe that the ball was going to go back to Haslett on that possession because they went to the team captain and Ryan Jones, and they asked him, do you want the foul or do you want to go out of bounds? And clearly he picked the right choice because it goes to the 1-and-1 right now.
Definitely. The refs still discussing, still trying to figure out what's going on, and I think they've got it figured out by now.
Come on, let him play the game.
Deb zone is definitely rocking.
What a cheap call.
2 minutes and 3 seconds left on the clock.
Big free throw save for Jones. Hits the first.
Ice water through his veins.
Big time shot there. Arnett comes in for Curry, going to the smaller lineup. Looks like a 5-guard lineup for the Vikings with Arnett playing down low.
So they'll lose the blocking ability of Eric Sweet, but he's been on the court for a while, so expect to see him probably when it
and they're coming out with the
comes
full
to a
court
minute.
press. See if Holt knows what to do here.
They get it into Powers, their lead man. He's going to take this up court. Jones with great defense.
Jones with great defense, and Powers loses it. Still hasn't gotten it across half court, and there he did.
Looks like it's a carry, but it's not going to be called.
Good tight defense by the Vikings.
And here they're going to get it out to Jackson. Great defense by Caleb Herrick right there.
Holt's just going to try to waste some time here.
1 minute and 37 seconds left on the clock. 4-point game. And Jonesy
Jones
with the steal. With the steal, Jones is going to take this coast to coast. It's in.
The Vikings are just down 2, coming out with the full court press. Powers gets it to Molden.
And there it is. It's going to be a timeout by Holt. So there it is with 1 minute and 18 seconds left on the clock. 53 Holt, 51 Haslett. Dan, I know you're excited.
Wow. This is just a tremendous game to watch.
Let's watch.
Jones with the steal there. Big time play by a big time player.
And look at that. Just taking it by himself. And that's exactly what you want out of your senior. That's what you call senior leadership.
Definitely.
Leading by example. So.
And the Vikings just down 2. And
let's
in what's been a crazy fourth quarter with momentum shifting.
So let's tell you what's going on the scoreboard right now. There's a minute and 18 seconds left in the game. 53-51 in favor of the Rams. The fouls are 7-4. Holt has 7, Haslett has 4.
That could be big coming up too.
Yeah, and the possession resides
with Haslett. Nope, Holt.
No, with Holt.
Holt has the possession arrow.
Just watching that last steal by Jonesy, you could see the poise and just the really, and I don't want to be redundant, but I guess I'm going to, the leadership of him.
The desire to win. He wants this game more than anyone out there.
So here it is, 1 minute and 18 seconds left on the clock.
Jones and Powers exchanging some words here on the inbound.
And it looks like they're going to try to get it in. They get it into Powers.
Jones with the
Jones
foul.
is going to foul. It's probably a good foul. They have a couple fouls to give. They definitely don't want this team to really be able to keep that ball for a long time. That's Jones's second foul.
Good out-of-bounds defense by the Vikings. They can't even get the ball in. There he goes.
So 1 minute, 15 seconds left on the clock. Powers going to take this by himself. The defense goes back. Yep, and there's Jonesy with his third foul. So he's going to have to kind of be a little more careful.
Have another guy give some fouls here.
But he does have one more to give.
Yep.
And so does Haslett. Haslett has 6 fouls now, so I think what they're going to try to do is try to have good defense right now, and if it comes down to a foul, there's 1 minute and 10 seconds left, they're going to throw it. And
Arnett with a good foul there. Definitely a good foul by Arnett. And that'll put Brandenburg on the line.
So Tom Brandenburg, the 6'3" senior out of Holt. This is do or die time. It's the 1-and-1.
Yep.
And free throws are crucial right now.
In comes Curry for Arnett for a little bit of rebounding power.
That's probably a good
move by Porter.
Surprised that Eric Sweet's not coming in. He only has 2 fouls.
Sweeter might be a little gassed. He's been in there pretty much the whole time.
Yeah. Makes the first one.
Nails the first one. 54-51.
And this would definitely be this is definitely a big shot right here. And he makes it, so that's going to be a 4-point game. Haslett needing a 3 right here with a minute on the clock to get it out to Knutson.
They're going to have to hurry it up. They don't have a lot of time.
Herrick has the ball to get it to Nick Frayer. Nick Frayer, 1-on-1. Gets it out to Knutson. Knutson gets it to Jonesy. Jones passes it in. There's 43 seconds left on the clock. And there's a big, big block.
Brandenburg rejecting Knutson.
And they're going to have to foul, and that's exactly what Herrick. That's his first. Stayed out of foul trouble. So we come to the 1-and-1, 4-point game. 34 seconds left on this clock. Crazier things have happened.
Yep, definitely. There's 34 seconds. A lot can be done in 34 seconds, like we saw at the end of the first half. In just 3.5 seconds, Ryan Jones streaking all the way down the court. Big free throws here for Holt. Nails the first.
He nails the first one. (56-51). 34 seconds left in this fourth quarter. So here it is. It's going to have to be the hurry-up offense. As Herrick tries to take this by himself.
He does, and he scores.
I guess that's a nice move.
It's a good take. It's a good take by Herrick. You need some points.
You need some points, yep. 26 seconds left on the clock. Like we've said, crazier things have happened.
Still doable.
Haslett has 8 fouls, so they have 1 to give before we start shooting 2.
Yep. That could be big as well. If Haslett comes down and fouls, and if Holt misses a front end and Haslett gets an opportunity for a 3-pointer.
Yeah. And Haslett really had control this whole game, and really,
they really did.
Really, as of the fourth quarter, it's been all Holt.
Yep.
And so
props to Holt for coming back and playing hard and
yep, never giving
up.
Never giving up.
Haslett did have the lead the whole game, and Holt just came storming back. And seems like Haslett kind of let off the gas on offense for a while with those. They were just not running their offense like they had been the whole game, what was working for them, and they just were taking it to the rack and getting it stolen, turning it over.
Right. Well, let's see what Haslett's made of right here. You know, not a lot of people are expecting a Haslett win.
No, definitely not.
But they're expecting them not to give up, and I think that's
not.
the big thing. You're gonna look for a quick foul, maybe a 5-second call right here with this full court press. They get it into Powers.
Powers holding it.
24 seconds.
Newton with the
Newton
steal.
with the steal. He puts it up.
Got
and
it.
It's good. 57-55. 2 point. 15 seconds on the clock. They need to foul.
They need a foul now.
And there it is, 9 seconds on the clock. And Caleb Herrick finally gets.
Joe Powers, everyone in this gym except for the refs believe Joe Powers walked with that ball. Everyone in this gym right now.
Well, I don't know if I saw a walk.
He grabbed the ball on the rebound and kind of jumped up in the air with both feet and landed back down, up and down, but the refs did not call it.
Nevertheless, we digress. Powers will be the player to shoot.
That was
the
a big-time play by Newton. That really gives the Vikings a very good chance in this game. So
Yep.
if Powers happens to make one of two, there's still a really good shot at Haslett sending this game into overtime and possibly winning it.
So with that, 9 seconds on the clock,
Powers
he'll drain it.
butter from the free throw line in this second half.
Powers is senior. I'm sure he's been in this situation.
He's been
before.
on varsity for 3 years, just like Jones. He's been up there. He's been playing with the big boys for a while. He knows what it takes.
And he misses. Jonesy gets
with
it.
the rebound.
8 seconds left on the clock. Caleb brings it over half court. Gets to Derek Curry. Derek for the three. It's off. And that's not the shot that Haslett wanted.
Haslett could have taken a lot more time on that play.
So to say Haslett didn't have a chance.
They definitely had the chance. They could have definitely taken a lot more time with that last shot, but nevertheless, a well-played game by both teams. Just
Wow.
too bad Haslett couldn't pull out at the end, but it's a good challenge. It's a good challenge for the Vikings. Good non-conference game to get the season going.
Looking back on this game, Dan, if you're Haslett, you're going into the locker room, what are the positives you take?
Well, you took a good team right down to the wire. A top 10 team from Class A. Just took them right down to the wire, and that's really good for your team. It would have been nice to get a win, but you can't win them all.
All right, so I guess that will do it. 58-55 is the score. Haslett coming out with a gut-wrenching loss. For Dan Hurlbut and the rest of the Vision Sports crew, I'm Tony Huff. Good night.